Dear Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, dear fellow students, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly 10 days ago, I sat at my desk and asked myself, is the 39th St. Gallen Symposium really going to happen? Will we really come to terms with all organizational details in time? Our preparations over the year as a whole were subject to all uncertainties and challenges that the current economic crisis entails. And now, on the home stretch leading up to the symposium, the world had suddenly been struck by further anxiety thanks to the outbreak of swine flu. I started to doubt whether the St. Gallen Symposium would ever take place, and wondered why the situation, which was already difficult enough, was now getting even worse. However, confidence won through in the end, and I began to feel that together with my 23 colleagues on the team of the International Students Committee, that we were all set for an exceptional event. Reassured, I can now say that the 3 days in May 2009 were a resounding success. I say this with some pride, because I'm aware of the challenges that we each had to face during the course of the year. When you go home today and cast your mind back on the 39th St. Gallen Symposium, what will be at the forefront of your memory? Will it be the presidents of Estonia and Serbia who made such an impression on the symposium this morning? Will it be the multitude of viewpoints expressed by speakers of 4 continents? Did the Swiss crosses illuminating the building of the Swiss dinner night on Thursday evening leave an impression? Or did you have to smile at the Fiat Cinquecento bearing the quotation, "Greatness has nothing to do with bigness"? I, for one, will be taking home all these wonderful memories of the last 3 days. But today, as the St. Gallen Symposium comes to a close, we have to take stock at the very different question. What of the substance? And can we go home newly inspired? And how can we use what we have heard to the benefit of our professional lives? Ich kann Ihnen nur sagen, was für mich ganz persönlich, und deshalb wechsle ich in meine Muttersprache, inhaltlich aus den vergangenen 3 Tagen mitnehmen werde. Bailouts are bad remedies for the financial crisis. Dies war eine der Schlussfolgerungen von Wirtschaftsnobelpreisträger Professor Robert Aumann, mit welcher er starke Kritik an den bisherigen Maßnahmen zur Abwendung der Wirtschaftskrise übte. Ich fragte mich einmal mehr, ob wir wohl tatsächlich weniger tief in die Krise gerutscht wären, wenn einige der gefährdeten Unternehmen nicht gerettet worden wären. Die Aussage unseres Eröffnungsredners David Smith bestärkte mich insoweit, als er mit deutlichen Worten darauf hinwies, dass Symptombekämpfung nicht aus der Krise führen wird. Hierzu bräuchte es so etwas wie ein zweites Bretton Woods. Hierzu müssten ganz andere Kräfte freigemacht werden. Ich fragte mich, welche Institutionen ein zweites Bretton Woods denn überhaupt bewerkstelligen könnten. Nach David Smith ist ja nicht einmal der G20 dazu in der Lage. Und noch wichtiger ist für mich die Frage nach dem Wie. Ich habe verschiedenste, sehr kontroverse Lösungsansätze in den letzten Tagen vernommen. Erinnern Sie sich beispielsweise an die Aussage von Professor Robert Aumann, rational handelnde Menschen können dann auf einen erfolgsversprechenden Weg geleitet werden, wenn Anreize richtig gesetzt werden. Doch gilt diese These für alle Branchen oder nur für die Finanzbranche? Mauricio Botello, Chairman von Embraer, erläuterte am Donnerstagnachmittag für mich sehr überzeugend, welche Anreize er für die Industriebranche als wichtig und gut empfindet. Vor allem wies er darauf hin, dass Ausbildung und Weiterbildung im größtmöglichen Maß eine enorm hohe Anreizstruktur für Mitarbeiter schaffen kann. Wenn das nicht eine starke Botschaft ist, hier vor diesem Publikum an dieser Universität. Und Mauricio Botello hatte noch eine ganz andere Botschaft, die mich auch aufhorchen ließ. Krisen sind nicht das Ende der Welt. Actually, it's part of life. We are facing a dramatic moment, but certainly the future will bring other challenges of great relevance. Dies einer der letzten Sätze von Mauricio Botello, den ich als Aufruf aus einem Schwellenland an die Industrienationen verstehe, sich vor der Krise nicht zu fürchten. Ist dies nicht eine positive Botschaft, wo es doch genügend Gründe gäbe, der Zukunft pessimistisch entgegenzusehen? Denken Sie nur an die riesigen Schuldenberge, auf denen meine Generation nach der Krise sitzen bleiben wird. Denken Sie nur an die Einschränkungen, welche sich daraus für die Gestaltungsmöglichkeiten meiner Generation ergeben werden. Doch lassen Sie uns die Krise von einer ganz anderen Seite sehen und beherzigen wir die Worte des Gewinners des diesjährigen Studentenwettbewerbs, Shofran Albana-Khoruzad. You can see a sea in two ways. First, you see it as an obstacle to reach another island. Or two, you see it as an instrument to reach your destination. Your own experience of the symposium, ladies and gentlemen, may be quite different from the personal review that I have laid before you here. But basically, for everybody, it must be about the same key question. How can we rise the occasion and respond in a way so famously and appropriately once put by Goethe's Faust? Enough words have now been spoken. Let me finally see something being done. Which brings me back to the beginning of my address. How can all the thoughts and ideas that have emerged during the many discussions be made part of our working lives? Ultimately, even if it's just a single idea that can be put into practice, then your involvement here at the symposium will have been worthwhile. You have the chance to make a major change on the basis of what we have achieved in a minor way here. I believe that we from the ISC have in the last few days been able to show that words can be followed by deeds. This is our contribution to the demands of the current time. This is the responsibility that we are able to take on. I hope that you will also see it as your responsibility to let your lives be influenced by the enthusiasm and the intellectual commitment of the last few days. We, the ISC, are counting on you. Finally, allow me to say a few words of thanks. Without the help of the 300-strong support crew, we would not have been able to stage this symposium. for their motivation and the extremely successful outcome to their work. We are deeply grateful. This year, too, we have been able to count on the goodwill and the support of the University of St. Gallen. And we would like to extend a warm thanks to all the staff at the university. We are honored to be able to share the experience of all the interesting speeches and the thought-provoking discussions, and therefore took great pleasure in welcoming all speakers of the 39th St. Gallen Symposium. Also, my special thanks must go to today's keynote speakers, who have once again enriched us with a great program. At this demanding time, it was a huge relief for us to know that in any situation, the St. Gallen Foundation for International Studies would be at our side and support us. To you and the entire International Students Committee, I would like to extend my wholehearted thanks for the wonderful time. I enjoyed it immensely. It was a very special pleasure to me that so many of you, ladies and gentlemen, took the time to come to St. Gallen for this year's symposium. Now, I wish you a pleasant journey home and look forward to welcoming you again next year to the Jubilee Symposium. Thank you all.